Hi everyone, thanks for giving me this opportunity to share some of our experience our experience with cybersecurity and how we implemented in our design. My name is Ferrak Abudanian. I am Global Discipline Director for Control Automation team in Hatch, and we are working in different sectors from metal and mining to energy and infrastructure. What majority of our business is in metal and mining. So the topic I want to share with you today is a little bit different from what you have heard up to now. It's going down to the design. So I am a safety instrumented system expert, and I'm a process control engineer. I don't consider myself a cybersecurity expert. I have just general knowledge. So now you see how my point of view is different from the others, and how it can be important to our design and our plans. I put two examples of cyber attack that happened in the last few years. In 2018, a petrochemical company in Saudi Arabia was hit by a new kind of cyber attack. Basically, the cyber attack wasn't just go and stealing data or blocking part of the hard disk. It was manipulating the signals, and the intention was making explosion in the plant. So the hacker had the opportunity and enough knowledge about the system to go from the business network for somehow bypass the DMZ and firewall and go to the process control network, and was about to manipulate a signal which was which may make an explosion in the plant. The other example I put here was a cyber attack in a blast furnace in Germany, which was the similar situation. That cyber attack made a significant damage to the furnace. So it's not the type of the cyber attack which is going down to the process control and process design. So for a long time, I was thinking, what am I doing? I am an automation engineer. I'm designing network. I'm bringing a lot of electronics to the plant. And you see, every day the vendors are giving more and more capability in the electronics part of your sensors, your control system. You want to use them all because they give you a lot of features, a lot of optimization capability. But am I bringing putting my clients' networks under possible cyber attack? Am I making compromising my client's network? So I learned about ISA 95, IEC 63443. As you heard in the first presentation, it's coming, giving you security zones, conduits, and you are putting policies and recommendation in the place for your system in your plant to make it more secure. That's really good. We need this, but where is the connection between all of these zoning and security to the process control? Basically, my question I had was, how are we connecting the design of network, which we are doing for industrial control system equipment? We are zoning them. How is it connected to the down to the field, to my equipment? to the sensors in the field. Basically, the question is, what is the link between the ICS cybersecurity, which are addressed in the ISA 95 or IEC 63443? How is it, oh, sorry. How is it linked with the process control or process safety? What are the accidents and scenarios that we are protecting by doing the zoning and making those conduits and putting the firewalls in place? But how are we connecting this together, the scenarios which is can generate catastrophic events to our zones in the control network? I have to, tell you, I was this topic was in my mind for a while, and like it was taking my sleep. I was thinking, I am designing network for my clients. What am I doing? Am I putting my clients in more, putting more attack? They can be subject for cyber attack more than what it was before. So then the question came to here, can we design a system from the source? We say it's inherently safe. Let's remove the ones that we might generate catastrophic plant from the source. And when is the time in my design cycle, in the project design cycle, that I have to do the assessment and bring these guards in place? And who is responsible? I am engineer. Am I responsible? Is the vendor responsible? Is the system integrator responsible? These are all the questions that it was in my mind for a while. Till I learned about a technique, which is what I want to share here with you is, by all means, it's not replacing the cybersecurity zoning or conduit and those assessments. They have to happen. But this one here basically is a link between the process control design and the cyber security assessment. It's called the securities PHA. So what I'm trying here to say, the cyber security design should be based on risk of process. Most of the time when we are doing the cyber related risk analysis, which are focused only on control system, the scenario is poorly defined, because a lot of time IT team do not have enough knowledge from the process control team. Those information doesn't transfer smoothly or seamlessly. So that may cause the not robust outcome. And there is no link, because this link is loose. There is no consideration or lack of consideration of inherently safety design, like inherently safety design. What I want to advertise here is, by doing the designing of a plant in basically well-designed plants do not need cybersecurity to prevent catastrophic loss of containment. That's the idea here. Let's design a way that even with any cyber attack, there is no way that a catastrophic event would happen by a cyber attacker, right? A hacker. As you see, day by day, the hackers are getting smarter. For some reason, they are always one step ahead, and they come up with some new ways to introduce the network. So that's the idea here that I'm sharing with you is at least make our plant safe against any catastrophic event. So I give you an example. I want to apply it. This is a concept. How can I apply it? I came in the beginning that the first step I said, like, I think it was over 1 year ago, I said, okay, a pump station, simple. We have a tank, a suction valve, and the pump is feeding to the discharge line. And let's say I have a pressure transmitter here, which is safe, like it has safety interlock and stop the pump if the pressure going up. So overpressure, shut down. Override the, but it's possible that somebody override the high pressure shutdown. And even the pressure is high, the pump doesn't stop. So you see, this is electronic. Pressure transmitter is electronic. If somebody has the access to that pressure transmitter or to the code in the system, in the SIS system, and override the pressure transmitter signal, that can be bypassed, and that interlock will be compromised. And like, let's say if this is an oil or it's hot slurry, it's that's very high risk. Even the alarm and indication can be override. We have usually we have a flow meter at the discharge of this line. The flow meter indication alarm can be override. Again, another electronics. It's possible somebody have can come up with a way to have override to this, and all of this might cause overpressure, rupture, fire, or explosion. That's a simple scenario. So we typically go through the risk assessment, a HAZOP. We define a scenario and we say, okay, high pressure, this is the scenario. We typically we make the plan to nodes, smaller sections, and then for each section we come up with the scenarios, and we analyze that scenario, and we say, is this what is the rank of the risk for this scenario? And if we need it, as a process control engineer, we add more instruments to make this bring this risk down to the level of acceptable for our clients. So there is no cybersecurity, covered here, right? So what we are suggesting here, what we implemented in our practice, is additional step to our HAZOP. What is good, why I like this is because it's fit inside right in the middle of our design. So we do HAZOP. Let's add one additional step, and make sure we are covering cyber security attack in our assessment during the design. And when we come up with those like high risk scenarios, we find those. We try to design inherently cyber secure. And if it's not possible, we make a list of a short list of the scenarios which are possible. The they are not cyber secure because based on the design, we pass those to the IT group or the cyber security expert to they add the firewalls and zoning and conduit to make sure that's also covered. So let's go to a little bit more detail. What I am talking about. I'm saying, okay, let's take it simple. Any electronics, anything microprocessor can be hackable. Simple. So I say a pressure transmitter, a flow transmitter, everything hackable. Any control loops, SIS function, safety system, any operator action is microprocessor based. They can be compromised. Human operation, manually opening a valve is not hackable, and mechanical safety devices like pressure relief valve, they are not hackable. So anything mechanical is not hackable, but as soon as it goes to electronics, hackable. So this is a flow chart which is covering this topic. You first look at it. If the cause in the cause and effect HAZOP table is the cause hackable, and we simplify it. Any electronic is hackable. If it's based on that cause, is based on a pressure transmitter, yes, hackable. Then determine if all the safeguards are hackable. If we are relying only on SIS system and or another electronic, yes, it's hackable. If not, there is a mechanical additional layer of protection, then we can pass this and we say, okay, go to the next scenario. But if we find that that one is also, the safeguard is also hackable, let's propose inherently safe design against cyber attack, such as, oh, sorry. Okay, such as a pressure relief valve. So you see, this is back to the HAZOP. This is our common practice. Let's look at it. The deviation is high pressure, and high pressure is coming from a pressure transmitter. Is it hackable? And the safeguard is high pressure interlock in the safety instrumented system, another microprocessor. Is it hackable? Yes, they are both hackable. So this is the scenario we should look at it. Oh, why am I doing this? So what we did is we added 3 columns to our HAZOP template. Right beside each of these columns, deviation, is it hackable? Yes. Is it the safeguard, is it hackable? Yes. Then we come up with a column, added a column here to say, is the scenario is hackable? It's not, because we added a pressure safety valve. Or if it wasn't there, then we should have said, yes, it is hackable. So typically, like in HAZOP, we are supposed to identify those items for which are hackable, but a lot of time they are overlooked. We forget about it. And with number of cyber attack which is happening, and as everybody was mentioning, it's increasing every day, we think we should pay more attention to it. And putting more attention is, let's put it right in the table. Let's ask for every single of scenarios if this is the scenario all together is hackable. So if we find a scenario is hackable, first we try to add non-hackable safeguards, such as a pressure safety relief valve, or designing piping, which can, like for that case, the design of pipe can be at the level that it can handle a maximum pump discharge pressure. So explosion wouldn't happen from any case, even the pressure transmitter doesn't work or being compromised. So when we find out a short list of hackable scenarios, we have to pass them to the next level, to our cybersecurity expert, to design the security level for them and add additional safeguard as needed for that part of the plant. So what am I suggesting here? I'm suggesting any plant, as I have seen, have a method of risk assessment. HAZOP is a very common way, and that's during the design. Let's look at the hackable items. And for even existing facilities, as far as I know, any plant I've seen, there is a risk register, which is basically the residue, the final like items which is left from HAZOP. It's becoming a risk register in the plant, and usually those risk register being updated if there is any change in the plant. Let's look at existing risk registers as well and assess them against cyber attack. So my suggestion is, look at the cause. Is it hackable? look at the safeguard, is it hackable, and find out if that scenario that we identified as a high risk scenario, is it hackable? If it is, we have to do something about it. We cannot leave it alone. And I'm suggesting here the cybersecurity assessment should be done early in the design. Don't wait for the plan to be built and then think about how to, or even don't wait for the construction phase. During the feasibility study, before basic design, let's do the assessment and make a short list of the HAZOPs, the hackable scenarios, and pass it on to the next level. I put one item, another item is basically completing the same, bring it the same hackable scenarios, put it in a report, make sure everybody who is responsible are aware of this hackable scenarios. This way, you make sure that somebody get the responsibility and make sure the plant is designed safe and operate safe against any cyber attack. That's about it. I don't know why my mouse is moving. Any question, comments? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Do we have any questions? I will say, because today we have a lot of IT and cybersecurity experts, the audience might not be the best of the talkers. But here we have a question from Nathan. Have you had times where you couldn't put mechanical safeguards in place?
Yes, as I said, the first item is adding a pressure relief valve. If it's, you know, the hazard is from a pressure, like high pressure. Or there was cases that you needed to put other mechanical rupture disc or other protection from the like mechanical equipment.
Perfect, thank you. Do we have any additional questions? You can go ahead and ask them on the comment in the chat and I can read it for you. Oh, there's another question. What do you do when you can put in mechanical safeguards?
Sorry, what do we do? What? I didn't get the question.
What do you do when you can't put in mechanical safeguards to keep it secure?
Exactly. So we make a short list of the items that we cannot add any mechanical safeguard in place. And those are the ones we identified during it going to the next level for the security conduit and zoning, right? That's the cyber security assessment based on ISA 95 or IEC 62334, if I'm saying the number correctly. This has to go to that level. But what I'm just saying is, first of all, reduce those numbers. Second, make sure you are passing those to IT group, to a cyber security expert. And then when they are putting the security level, those are the ones that need more attention and higher level of security level. So by this process, this is just a simple addition to our current risk assessment, bringing our cyber security to our risk assessment. It does not replace the other assessment and security levels that need to be done based on the cybersecurity assessment standards. So did I answer your question?
It looks like yes. Thank you, Farah, for that.